What's up, family? It's Ray Burns, the Revenue Buff, and you are tuned in to the RSC News Daily, Untold Truth About Entrepreneurship. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Ray Burns, the Revenue Buff, and I'm back again. This time it's a little bit different because usually I'm the person that has people under fire. But somebody reached out to me that's a close friend of mine and said, hey, Ray, listen, I'm ready to tell my story. I'm ready to do the untold truth. And usually people want the pretty stuff. They call me when they want the glitz and the glamour. But this lady is a self-made entrepreneur, a self-made boss, a pillar of the city of Detroit. If you don't know who she is or knew who she was, you're going to know today. And we're doing this, the Untold Truth with Precious Beal, about entrepreneurship. So I just introduced you, but I'd like you to introduce yourself before we get into this interview. Who are the people listening to today?
Right now you are listening to Precious, P Money, a woman of God, a woman of character, a community activist, a mom, a friend, a supporter, a soon-to-be wife, a sister, everything you could think of, I am that person. So when I'm that person to go to, I'm that person that you think of. I'm support, I'm business, whatever you could think of, I'm a well-rounded woman.
I like that, well-rounded. I'm going to give a little story, then we're going to kick it up till today, present day. When I first met you, it was booking my daughter's birthday party. And I'm like, man, I'm looking all the way around. I'm like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? So, somebody pointed me in a direction. They like, man, go holler down the street. So I went down there, and from that moment, watching you, it was Promised Land events, I believe.
Promised Land Kid Spa.
Kid Spa, okay, so much. Listen, man, we got so much going on. But at that spa, I really got a chance to understand who you were as an entrepreneur and as a woman. And a lot of times, people take things for granted. Mm-hmm. And for face value, but really sitting down, listening to you, listening how your business was inspired by your daughter, how different things happened in your life at that moment that made you the woman that you was today. So I just want to let people know, how did you start in entrepreneurship? Because I got a story that I got on my own, but you know what I mean. I want you to tell them how did you start in entrepreneurship, and what was that first moment when you realized that it was all on you?
Awesome. So my family is entrepreneurship. Everybody in my family, really, especially my dad's family, they are entrepreneurs. So I have an uncle who owns Chantanique's Records. Shout out to Uncle Billy over there on Harper. He's been around forever. So a lot of my family already was there. Mm-hmm. My dad owned a lawn care service, so I lived in a home with an entrepreneur, so I was able to see those things firsthand.
Yeah.
So after that, I decided, just watching as a child, that I already knew. I knew as a child I wanted an office. I already knew the lifestyle just from watching how I wanted to do. So this ain't just made up. It's embedded in me. It's in me. It's not on me.
So what was the first entrepreneurial kickoff? You know what I mean? Because I know you do hair. You know what I mean? Some people was blessed by your hands at a point in time. Was that the first step into entrepreneurship, or was it something before that?
Something prior to that. Okay. So when I was a child, I did gifts and baskets.
Okay.
Yeah,
like Christmas gifts?
Like baskets, yeah. So
okay.
I made baskets and I sold them. I don't even remember the age, but I was young. And then my dad gave me a chance to work at one of our family restaurants, which was Sambo's Fish and Chicken Coop on Harper.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was about 14, I think, and I went in on Fridays and Saturdays, and he gave me that opportunity. And I was natural at doing hair, so that just kicked off from there.
One thing that you just stated that a lot of people get outside of the mindset of is what you see your parents do, how you see your parents move. You got your children in the audience today. Kudos to them. Young entrepreneurs. I know your son is wonderful when it comes to the dessert industry, and he's growing and stuff like that. So what I would say is, it's safe to say that you was able to pass on something that you was able to hold on to your next generation. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel good. A lot of days when I'm going, I look at my son. Some days he out-hustle me. My children are a walking image of me. Every day, my daughter's trying to sell something. She's one day I'll give this little quick story. Yeah. Back when we stayed in Warren, I said that for a reason. We'll get back to that. She was out selling water with strawberries in it, and I had no idea. I came and she just set up her little spot in a driveway. She said, "Oh, I made this today."
Yeah.
I said, "Promise, what did you do?" I just cut some water up, and you know I'm all about presentation. And she just sold these people some waters and strawberries. I was just lost for words. But she stepped out on faith, and a lot of that I get to see daily just from my children doing what they do. My son will wake up. He may go enjoy himself because that's what he's going to do. He loves to party. But he's going to get up and get into his bag daily. So that just gives me strength even when I had my downtime.
That's right. So one thing that my grandmother, because that's where I got my entrepreneurial journey from my grandmother, she used to say, the roots that you plant never show you the fruit that it bear. So what's some things that you plant into your life daily that a young lady or a young man might be? See, because inside your household, your children see it by proxy. They see when you get up. They see when you're not feeling good. But it's a lot of people that take for granted the good times that you post. We see you booming. We see you in the tax industry. We see those things. But what's some daily roots that help your fruit bear? Because people only see the fruit. Whether it's no fruit or whether it's a lot of fruit, that's all they see. But what's some of those things that keep you rooted as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a soon-to-be wife? What's some things that people can take away from how you live your day-to-day?
I'm a God-fearing woman. Everything is about God with me. I really love God. So even when I'm alone, I'm praying and I'm pushing, and I just really believe there's a higher power, and my faith gets me a lot of places. Everything I've done was on the faith because I know God gave us promises, and he was going to uphold those. So I always hold on to his unchanging words, and he never let my hand go. So that's my number one thing that gives me power, honestly.
I like that. I like that. Speaking of power, what's one thing that people may not know that's your superpower? What's something that keep you charged up? So we see the roots, we see the faith. What's that thing? Now you can pop your stuff a little bit right here. What's that one thing, like, no matter what, I know I got this, and if anything ever fades or go away, this is my reloading, this is my re-energizing, this is my, what would that thing be?
I got talent. So I have talent and hustle. So some people sit on their talent. And that's unspoken about. You can have talent and never go anywhere with it, but you got to have hustle. So I so happen to have both. So we're intertwined. So I'm never going to give up because I got it both. The hustle in me, the talent, it match. It go together. So I'm unbeatable with that. You gotta, when you got talent and hustle, you can't be stopped.
Hey, listen, man, when you say things, you know, there's some people that may not like that but listen to this, man. One thing that I know for sure, that you have to have an unshakable belief in yourself. I was listening to a guy, and he was just speaking about how he just recently lost $2 billion, lost his wife, lost everything, and then now he's at $4.7 billion 7 months later, and he's one of my mentors. But one thing he told me, he said, Ray, I lose every day, but I never lose myself. What was the strongest point in your life where you knew that you was at your highest peak, when you like, I got it. I got it. Because you know, we get like, we hit those moments, we hit those strides, and we like, I got it, hands down, this will never stop.
We're going to talk about the Kelly takeover then.
Okay. Give me. I was right down the street, so I watched the madness.
Yeah. You know, I already was lit before Kelly. Kelly I was already self-made before I got to Kelly. But when I stepped on Kelly, I had to go without the people that I started with. So that hurts. You know, that hurt. Them breakups and them friendships, it hurt. So some of the people that I started with, when we in the living room and you notebooking and you're on those 6-month journeys, I had to let them go. So when I got on Kelly, I seen the people was rocking with me. People wanted to know who was the girl on Kelly.
For sure.
And it's a fact. I was the girl on Kelly. There was no backup, no paper behind me, but I just knew I wanted to make it. I knew I had to make it for me and my family. So when I'm up and I'm doing this, it's not just about me. A lot of people make it about them. My success is well-rounded for the people that's in my life, that's around me, and my community. So that's the difference. So when I got on Kelly, I knew it was on. So I took off, and I like to invest. So anytime I got some big money, you saw a movement. Yeah, at one point in time, I remember you had about 7, 8 cars. You was getting citations for parking too many rental vehicles. But I want to touch point on something that you said that a lot of people may have missed. You said breakups. A lot of people are so emotionally bound to relationships that they don't intimate relationships.
that they don't understand how important the people are around you and how they can affect you when you're dealing with them day to day, because it might not be intimate, but it may be friendship relationships. It may be me wanting more for you than you want for yourself at that time. So that's why those things hurt, because I'd have been there before. But what's one thing that kind of made you heal those wounds? Because sometimes that can become trauma.
Yeah.
When you constantly want more for people than they want for themselves, and now you're living in the cycle of trying to be the fixer. And I was the fixer for my family. And sometimes, no offense, we got to put our own oxygen mask on first. What was that feeling of putting your oxygen mask on first by yourself?
One of my cousins gave it the name of P Money, and at that point, it was stand on my own 2 feet, and I can't push for the world. So I was just so used to pushing for my friends, rooting them on, pushing their business strategies when I was the strategy, really, from behind scenes. So it was like, what you gonna do for you? It's your turn. So that was the decision with the help of my sister. I always got that sister. You know, she gonna pick up the phone, and she gave me, you know, you got it. You know, you got to do you. You know, don't ever, she actually said, don't you ever let nobody take the phone out your hand again. And from that day forward, I had to do me. And I ended up getting my salon suite on Gratiot, and I just took off. And it was about me. I went on a self-care journey. I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to learn credit. Everything that I wanted to do, I cried in my hair suite, and I got it done.
I like that. You said I cried in my hair suite and I got it done. Those tears that we shed at times that nobody can see, when we go back and talk about those roots, those are the things that water them. You know what I mean? And
they make you.
They got to make you. You know what I mean? So speaking of making it, what are we doing right now? What's right now?
Right now, we're moving forward.
Okay.
We're not looking backwards. We're moving forward. We got a lot of great things that's coming, and we just want to grow from everything that we went through. Nothing you ever did was a loss. It was a lesson. For sure. A lesson taught. So everything I've learned in these last couple of years, I'm getting ready to elevate it. So that's where I'm at. And you guys know I love a 6-month journey. So I started a 6-month journey, and in March, I feel like it's going to be another pop-out.
Okay. I like that. So if you could give your younger self any advice, I mean, 8-year-old P Money, 5-year-old P Money, and you could just pop up and whisper in her ear something that was going to take her to the next level, where you could have skipped past all the traumas and the knowing and the unknowing, what would that be?
Never make moves under pressure.
Ooh-wee.
I stand on that today, because a lot of moves I did, it was under pressure, and I would never, ever did it again. It cost me a lot. It cost me startovers. It cost me financially, mentally. It cost my family heartache, making some of those moves. So I'll never make a move under pressure, That's my goal. If I could tell anybody out there, watch them steps, count them steps up, get advice 100 times. If you feel like it's one that's on the line, it's worth your life, don't make it under pressure.
That's right. Then I'm going to play devil's advocate. Because you come from right around the corner from where I grew up. You know what I mean? We east side is deaf. We ain't going to start gangbanging, but we always ride with the east side. Yeah, you know what I mean? We always ride with the east side. We got west side love, but we always ride with the east side.
We know some gangbangers. We all do. We from the hood. Me, 48205, kind of 48224, kind of.
Okay, let's get it, man. You know what I mean? But coming from where we come from, a lot of times, being a one-off can put you in the mindset of, I'm automatically by myself. How do you cope with the fact that you may be different than a lot of people that you're going to encounter day to day, but you still have to be relatable to be able to coach, teach, and train? So what's something that keeps you grounded in that thought process?
Everybody not the same. Building my people up. I know that I'm the HNN in charge. In reality, I know that I can pop it, and I know what God have given me inside. But I also know I got to build those people up, so I go in humbly. A lot of times when I go in these rooms, you might not think I did nothing.
That's right.
But in reality, I can run it down. I've done a lot.
Oh, man.
We gonna get to that. I can run it down. But you want to build your people up, so. That's why I walk in those rooms and I'm chilled.
That's it. Hey, listen, funny fact, last weekend I went to an event and I went and I just sat down and, one of my homegirls had a vendor booth there and she like, why you ain't talking to everybody? I said, Because I didn't talk to all these people.
I done said enough.
I didn't say it enough. I didn't did enough.
Yeah.
And but understanding that when we hit that ceiling, and we just talked about the build up, sometimes we hit the ceiling where we the biggest midget in the room. Mm-hmm. And that's how we make those decisions, because we feel like nobody else can even understand what we're going through. And if I do it, I know I can lose it. I know I can get it back. And then we have that repeat cycle. What was one of the hardest moments in business? Because we're not just going to glorify the ups, because we understand that this is the stock market in everyday real life.
Yeah, okay, it can fall.
Wins and losses every day. I took more L's than I had W's. As a matter of fact, I took a couple and made a W out of it.
Okay.
But what was the hardest moment as an entrepreneur where if you didn't have that faith, if you didn't have those roots, if you didn't have that sister to call, that you would have said, you know what, I'm hanging this shit up. It's over with. P-Money going to find something else to do. What was that moment that you may have never even told anybody? Because this is the untold truth.
Exactly.
So what was that untold truth where you were at a point where nobody even knew that you was ready to give up? You may even gave up in your mind, but then you woke up a couple days later like, nah. Yeah. What was that moment for you?
I got bashed on social media.
I was there taking it up for you.
I read a lot of things. Yes, thank you for that. I read a lot of things that wasn't me.
Yeah.
A lot of misconceptions that people take, because they take from one lie to another lie. Some misunderstanding. I seen a lot of things. People that I helped, went against me. But I also know that was social media. So at that point, I said, that's not even me. That's not my character. That's not how I get down. That's not nothing that I'll do in real life. But at that moment, it was just like, I was over it, but the inside of me, I got to do it. It took me a long time to get back into it, to even want to pour into the community or even be involved in the community even more. But I knew at that point I was over it. I just was fed up. I really wanted to go the other way. Yeah. Like, what's up? Because they forget you are from the same neighborhoods that you pouring into.
Yeah.
And a lot of time that pouring into was out of my pocket, out of my time for my children, the time away from my family. I mean, being in a community with hundreds of people before it became a thing. Yeah. Before giving became a thing and all that, I was in a community. Right. So to see the community go against me that I poured into, that hurt my feelings, because I'm human. Yeah. So that kind of took my spirit away, but it ain't take my hustle or my heart away. Okay. So we're going to put that there.
I like that. So as a businesswoman, as an entrepreneur, your tagline is don't get out hustled. Mm-hmm. I love it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we have to understand as a people how we can separate the hustle from a business growth scaling metric. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want to go into, because the hustle is what started us.
Yep.
But the systems and the structures was going to get us there and keep us there and allow us to scale. I've seen you do some big things. I've seen you go from different genres of business. I've seen you touch different industries. And that's a skill in itself. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people can't do that.
Strategizing.
Bingo. So what's a system or what's something that you fall back on that you can give? Don't give them too much, because they can pay for coaching and consultation after this.
Okay.
We're running ads after this.
Heavy, let me fix my fashionista.
But what's one system or what's one thing that you can give away without giving away too much that kept your business aligned for that growth, for that scale, and for that strategy? Because you work in the financial sector. Mm-hmm. That's not an easy sector. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's not an easy sector. Mm-hmm. So we want to know, what's a system that a business owner can take away that they can utilize in their day-to-day?
You have to have a plan. Okay. And when you have that plan, you have to have a goal. You have to set a date on those goals. And once you set a date, you have to know, hey, I got plan A, but how are you going to have plan B? You got to have some steps to get to plan B. Yeah. Even today, this was strategized.
That's right.
From the panels to the people that's on it, it's a strategy. So every day you got to set the goal. After that goal, hey, it's like brainstorming. Mm-hmm. This going to get you there. This going to get you there. You got to have steps. And once you get them steps, you got to set goals in order for you to even get to those steps. So that's really how I relate to things.
Okay. I like that a lot. So in those steps, what's one of the steps that you can say took me from this plateau to that plateau, a direct, because we hear the steps. What's one of those steps, like whether it's daily routine, whether it's morning check-in? I'm not going to give it to you, mm-hmm. but what's one of those things that you would say, this step elevated me as a businesswoman?
Being consistent. Every day I get up and get in my, every single day of my life, get you a notebook.
That's right.
Get you a notebook.
I say note takers is money makers.
Get you a notebook, write it down. Write it down 10 times. Put it in your notes in your phone.
That's right.
That notebook, I could go back years, 10 years, a decade. I've been in this about 20. Okay. I'm 36 years old. Started at about 14. You know, I've been around a long time.
Man. You know, you you 30 years, they kick you out of Chrysler. Kick out time. You know
so that notebook gonna take you far. It's gonna help you strategize. You're gonna write down sometimes I get up in the morning, I write down everything I'm thinking about. I don't care, I just brainstorm.
Yeah.
Today, such and such pissed me off. Today, I woke up on the right side of the bed. Today, I want to open up a bank. That way, when you go back, you can see the things that you thought about. Because a lot of times, our brain is cluttering us. So we just saying we're going to do things. But you can actually go back to that notebook and say, hey, I wrote this down, and make a plan about it. So everything I have is in my notebook. If I died today, go grab a notebook. That'll tell you my whole life story, how I was feeling, what I thought about, what did I want to do, my plan to get there, the yearly plan. They laugh about all those New Year's resolutions. I don't. Because why not give yourself a fresh start? Some people don't know when to restart. Yeah. That gives you a restart. So a notebook, I get up and I get in that notebook. That's a step for me. Take pointers. And I tell people that. But a lot of times I've been giving free game. Yeah. They never take it.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, right? I'm going to tell you why they don't give it, because it's free. I mean, they don't take it because it's free. One thing that I learned in my life is people put value on things that they deem valuable, not the things that they receive. So if you could go in a shoebox outside on the east side of Detroit and find a box of diamonds, you know how many people will walk past those diamonds? Mm-hmm. But if you put a dollar sign on them, put it in a treasure chest,
now it's worth something.
Now it's worth something. So what I've learned is this. A lot of times, we as people that have compassion for others, we dump and 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 nobody is filling us back up. And then we get this bitter taste in our mouth because we done gave away so much that they should be paying for.
Yeah.
Now everything, you know, everybody is going to be one-offs.
Yeah.
But put a dollar sign on everything. I'd rather give you a discount than just give it to you. And you got some wonderful game. You know what I mean? Listen, personal hashtag, you know what I mean? You help me with my credit. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean?
I'm always sharing and just pouring. If I learn something, I'm not a gatekeeper.
For sure.
Because what you going to do with it is not what I'm going to do with it.
Bingo.
You going to think about it. I'm not going to think about it.
I'm going to act on it.
I'm an actor.
Right.
I'm not a talker. I'm a risk taker.
Yeah.
You know, so what I give you going to take a whole year to like play around with it. I've already been and did it, you know, so that's the difference, you know.
This is about to be fun, right?
Yeah.
I know you soon-to-be wife, stuff like that, so I'm going to rearrange this question, because I was going to say one person, but you might have a couple now. If you could pick up the phone right now and you was in distress, name 3 people in your life that you're going to call, whether it's emotional, financial, business, and you just got to call 3. They got a gun to you. P-Money, you got to call 3 people. Who's those 3 people?
I'm calling my dad, Derek,
Uh-huh.
and Tiff for sure. Tiff was first.
Yeah.
You know, I'm calling Tiff if I can't breathe. If the kids, you know, Tiff like the second mom before my mom even passed away.
Yeah.
You know, that's been my road dog, and we 6 years apart.
Yeah.
You can't tell, you know. I'm calling Tiff first.
Okay.
I'm calling Derek. I'm calling my dad. Will around. He on break right now. I would call him definitely because he pulling up. No questions asked. It ain't no questions asked. You know, where you at?
And I know you got a big team. That's why I asked that.
So and if I'm under stress, you know, I gotta scale my list.
Yeah.
Because I got some everydays. You know, I got Tamara. Yeah. I got Demetria. I got Carla. You know, those are people. I'm gonna call my son too because that's like my best friend. You know, so those are people that I'm going to call.
I like how you added to this list and we gave you 3, but that's cool.
Yeah, because I can't. To be a power, to be successful, it takes a team. So that's my team.
For sure.
You know, so I can't just pinpoint 3 people.
I'm gonna say this, right? And this. So as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, how do you delegate tasks when it comes to day-to-day usage of things that you need because you going to the next level. When I think about my multi-million-dollar friends,
add me up.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So one thing about being that multi-million-dollar person and beyond, it's all about delegation. Mm-hmm. How well? Because that was my hardest thing with delegating because I know, respectfully, I know they counting on me. respectfully, I know that I'm gonna get it done because I'm the visionary. My son, he runs the business well, but I'm still like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's things that I had to grow out of because that still speak to that T word. That's trauma. That's me being controlling when I don't have to. So that's something that I had to work with God in order to get to the next level or work on going to the next level. Is how well do I give tasks to others? Is that something that you've picked up already, or is that something that you're still working on?
No, that's something I have already, but them tasks cost.
Yeah. For sure.
You know, it's easier that way. I remember.
Last name money. We ain't even gonna talk about.
Okay. Yeah. But it do. So to give out them tasks, I've had 2 assistants at one time. Yeah. I've had where I didn't have to touch the inventory, and my biggest thing. I was out getting weight loss surgery. I was fully booked.
Yeah.
I never touched the one event, and every event was successful.
Yeah.
So I was working on it. I could go to a status on Facebook. The doctor said, put the phone down. I was still making moves and calls. Make sure y'all doing this. Yeah. They was already saying that we on Kelly. We already on Kelly. You know, so that's something I do. It just have to be in order to make those moves to do that.
I like that.
Yeah.
A lot of times, working with your significant other can be
a bit much.
And we see, you know what I mean? If you got eyes to see, you see your significant other, Derek, being a person that stepped into that place. Because I seen both sides. I seen without, I seen with.
Yeah. You was able to see a lot.
Oh, yeah. I got big eyes.
Well, yeah, you do.
I'm always pro good man because I'm a great man myself. I have my own faults. But I'm a great man when it comes to taking care of my family and putting my people in position. And one thing that I like to see is P Money is P Money, but P Money allows her man to be her man from what I see. You know what I mean? And the way that y'all work together mesh well. Of course, don't nobody see the arguments, the big. That's life. Yeah. That's going to happen.
They're not supposed to see that.
Bingo. But what I do see is I see successful productions. I see constant bookings. I see you say you got a second job. I see a lot. You know what I mean?
And the target that is to help push that off of me. You know?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But what's one thing that you took away from that, going from that solo businesswoman to being able to say, okay, I got a businessman. And I still got to cater to what my man needs and be a supportive woman and still be a boss. See, because some people don't understand how to separate the two. You feel what I'm saying? When you the queen on the chessboard and then you add a king to the chessboard, the game turns to be a little different. Yeah. But from what I see, you guys mesh well when it comes to taking that next step financially, longevity, when it comes to legacy. I see that. That's what I see. So what's one thing that was the easiest part of it, and one thing that was the toughest part of it?
The easiest is I always wanted a power couple. Okay. So if you ever follow my journey, I've been praying for a power couple in a 2-parent household my whole journey. I like that. You know, so I already was ready. Yeah, you so it was in the notebook. It was in the notebook. Okay. It's all on the status. It's in real life. I already knew I wanted that. So when it came, I was ready. Okay. And I was already ready because I had already dealt with myself. That's right. You know, I had already went on a self-care journey. Yep. I had already went through my own things that I needed to. So I was ready to start calling somebody bae instead of bruh. Because when you met me, they was bruh. My homie. They can get their own plate, and I make the cutest of plates. But that come with trauma. That's right. That come with pulling out your debit card first and nobody really opening that door, and you keep touching that gas pump. That's right. So when Derek came, that allowed me to be soft.
She teach y'all a little something.
You know, that allowed me to be soft, you know. Before it wasn't that, you know, because I was everything. Yeah. I was both worlds, you know. So that was easy for me to do that. And then when Derek came, I saw me. Yeah. He worked. It was like, you got a good heart too. You giving too. You know, you putting in. Derek, I wake up, you wake up. You help, I help. So now it's easier to push somebody because they want it, you know, and then they want it for you, and y'all want it for each other, so that works. You know, you got to have somebody that supports you as well. So it makes it easier. So when a man is in the house and he's supporting you, it makes it easy to support him.
I like that. I like that. So what's the toughest? What's been the toughest thing? Because, you know, you're just the toughest. You know?
No, the toughest is that's when the egos come in, and sometimes you got to be quiet. This ain't worth it, you know, so when one person want to get their next word out, you got to be quiet sometimes, you know. So, and I'm learning that well because before it used to be like blah, 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 and nah. Sometimes I will, but for the majority part of who I am standing here today, I let it flash. You win, big fella. You know, so that's the key. Sometimes step down. It's okay. You won. Everything ain't for...
And still being that businesswoman. And I believe it's a lot of things when it comes to being a woman that a lot of people overlook when it comes to being a mother, being a businesswoman, being, you know what I mean, being that influence that you are every day, but then you still going through these emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what's one thing that you experienced that turned you into a new person having this new baby? Because she run everything.
Yeah. I don't move as fast as I used to move. You know, now you think things out. I'm slower. Like, I'm there for blessing them. Yeah. The times that I couldn't be there for AJ and Promise, it slowed me down. Now I get to be a mom. I get to feed her, and I'm not just dropping you off. So I'm there. Yeah. You know, so just being there.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to say this, right? You get to be a different type of mom because you always been a mom.
Yeah, so I was a great mom, too.
You know how people be looking exactly. So we going
So now I'm more a hands-on mom, you know, so I wasn't that hands-on all the time with them. Yeah. I was there, though.
Grinding.
Yeah. So that's why they got it, because they was grinding, too.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
that first set, they was grinding with me.
That's right.
This one, and Promise, even with her, I don't want them to be getting it out the mud and all that, you know, and grind and chill. You know, let them relax.
That's right.
Let them enjoy being a child, you know. I don't feel like my son, he was a child, but he was growing up with me, and if I'm moving, he moving. Yeah. So now when you see him moving, he been moving all his life.
That's all he knows.
That's all he knows, to make a move. You know, that's embedded in him. So now I get to sit still and be a hands-on parent.
I like that. My children 10 years apart. You know what I mean? So you see who here with me.
Yeah.
Baby girl at home. You know what I mean? Feet kicked up, just got a new coat delivered. She feeling herself.
Like AJ, he's 18. He's getting ready to be 18. Shout out to, we're going to be in Miami.
That's right.
And then I got a 1-year-old.
That's crazy.
So I'm over here. I got one going outside. One like, just started walking last week. You know, so it's like, what are you doing here? You know, but hey, it is what it is. We're here with it.
And listen, you got to, I appreciate the fact that you are very transparent about your journeys and your growth.
Yeah.
You was talking about you love a 6-month journey.
Yeah.
You allow people to come into your life and see. And you're very transparent, and that creates vulnerability. And sometimes people take advantage of that because they feel like they know more than they should even know anyway.
Yeah, they think they know more. Bingo.
But what's a moment in your life where you was glad that you had that transparency and it worked out for you in your favor?
Anytime I got bashed, because there's people that's been on this journey with me from day one. So like yourself, they could take up for me. Yeah. They know me. Yeah. They know me before social media, before it became a thing. I was already the thing. Yeah. You know, so that helped my transparency because it ain't no made up story. Yeah. Anything I speak is facts. You could pull it up. Yeah. I told you anything I went through when I was going through a heartbreak. I told you in a part. A friendship break, you kind of knew. Yeah. Anything that happened business-wise, it kind of was publicly there. So I wanted you to see this because it ain't no made-up story. Success not made up.
For sure.
Most people failed before they even became a millionaire.
Bingo.
Failure is over, though. It's now to the millie.
I like that. So business-wise, what is your focus? What's your next milestone? What's the next focal point? What is in P Money's sight? What you locked in on?
Money. Hello.
Well, how we
okay, so this is where I'm at. Events is always a passion of mine. Yeah. You looking at an event without looking at one. Yeah. That's something I naturally do. I like nice things. I like things to flow. Yeah. So I'm always an event planner and an event designer at heart. But I also like finances. So that's where you see me stepping into the Beal tax group. I always shout y'all out, hey, credit. Everything I did business-wise was on business credit. Yeah. Hey, none of that stuff was in my name. Yeah. So that's how I got into the financial thing. I self-taught myself from waking up in that notebook how to learn about credit, how to learn about business credit. Then I said, hey, let's make it. It was called Make a Play, Make a Run. And I started making that run. Mm-hmm. So now I'm in the finances. I got Beal Tax Group. I got the business credit, real estate always. I plan on getting some new properties next year. So that's where I'm at. I plan on making my money in the tax industry so I can pay off in the rest of my investments. Because investments is really what I do, you know. Like that. So that's where I'm at. That's how I'm going to make my million.
I like that.
Yeah. You have to have multiple streams of income. In every notebook of mine, I'm always going to write at least 7 ways to make money. Mm-hmm. So that's just what you got to do.
I like that. Being able to be resistant and resilient, I mentioned that in the beginning of the interview.
Yeah.
You just took a significant loss. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And over the years, I watched that relationship.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? And I watched it. And I know how intense business is, but I also know how intense family is when it comes to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what's one thing that your mother gave you that you always going to be able to hold in your pocket as a jewel that's worth more than any? Because we talk about the money, but it's some things that's worth more. And what's one thing that you always got in your pocket that even on them bad days, and you know, we can't time how grief works, but what's that one thing that you remember?
I'm over here choking out. But we got it, you know, because that's what she'll be in the audience saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I didn't have it, she said, you got it. You know, that ain't the way she said it. If you know my mom, you know, that's definitely not what she said, but I knew that's what she meant. So, her support to her deathbed, she supported us. Her love was there,
For sure.
It hurt, though.
For sure.
You know, it's natural since it's the untold truth.
Yeah.
No matter what I went through, my mom was there every step of the way. Her support, she supported her kids. She loved us. She didn't care where we was going. I could be going. I was in nursing school. Yeah. We didn't talk about a lot of different things that I done. I was signing up for all type of things because I needed to be successful. And my mom was right there. I had a PT Cruiser when it went left. She didn't care what van she had, what car she had. She was there, and we had access to it. Yeah. Her support is unmatched. The love that she had for us, I carried it, you know. And she was rooting for us to make it. Mm-hmm. She said, "Get up and go get y'all some money." Y'all ain't really got no money. Y'all talking, you know. She quick to call you out like you ain't really doing nothing. You know, she talk a lot of trash. Yeah. And, you know, that's what I'ma remember, her support, that love, that get me pushed. You know, knowing she was rooting for me heavily. If you follow her, because most of our supporters go right to your people page. That's right. Y'all know she getting up in the morning with a good prayer. And my kids, my grandkids. So that family support, that love, you know, that's something every day when I wake up, I say hey to mom and she all in my living room. And they give me power because I know, you know, she's still around. You know, she left us to support each other. When my mom died, we didn't have one argument about how things were going to go. That's right. Because we knew how things were going to go. They were going to go together. We together. One band, one sound. That's how we move. Yeah. And when we go out to eat, ain't no one person getting left out. It's support. I got you, you got me. Yeah. You know, and if you ain't got me, because some days people can't show up for themselves. I still got you. That's right. You know, and that's what my mom taught us, you know, is support, love, be there for each other, you know. So that's I can hear Miss Ann, Patricia Kelly in my ear every day, you know, and it hurt every single day. So this with y'all, so that would have been a little breakdown, you know. I had a moment, them go like, oh, no, it's just tripping. But I pull it together because she would have told me to pull it together. That's right. When I was going through all those things, I pulled up one day. I just couldn't take it. I couldn't breathe. I was walking around at one point in my life, keep saying, I have anxiety. I really can't breathe. I really can't breathe. And my mama said, I ain't raised no weak kids, no weak. You know what our African-American moms would say, I ain't raised no weak kids. And I'm never going to forget that moment because they gave me willpower. That's right. They gave me, she rooted, my mama, my family rooting on me. I can't be worried about the small talk I got people really out here depending on me to make it.
That's right.
When I wake up in the morning, my people need help. My people need support. I don't got time to be playing with y'all, you know. And I remember Mama telling us, she said, you ain't weak.
That's right.
I ain't raised no weak person. So that support, that push, that love, just knowing. I never had a babysitter my whole life until Blessing came. That's a mess. Because my mama was to knock on the door, pull off. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else unless she has something to do and go to work, her card game. Then you better go figure it out. But long as you was there and had her money, because you better have her money. Not that she charged us, but she needed support. We are her support.
That's right.
So when we talk about support, you know, all of us ain't just fortunate to have parents that come from money. Some of our parents need that support. So if we didn't have her support for the day, you know, you're going to hear about it. But that moment now, you know, I wish I could hear that call and her say, you ain't sending no cash out right now. I ain't got no cash out from you. You know, you lying. Tip, block. You see your status coming up, you know, she go crazy, you know. But just remembering her love and her support, I carry that on my shoulder every day. I ain't giving up.
That's right.
You know, to my deathbed, you going to see me go, you know.
That's right.
So it's a story to be told. People in this city going to always remember. I was the motivation to a lot of people. That's right. Just from the family and the mom. And my dad, a power too. He full of wisdom. So one thing, even with my dad, and this comes back to my mom, when my mom passed away, he said, y'all wasn't made just because y'all was made out of love. That goes back to that love. I don't got nothing but love in me. That's right. So when you see me and you put other things on my name and stuff like that, I don't come from that. I come from love. Come from the support, building people up. Family. I ain't nothing but family. So when you see me out giving to families, my mama sending money to people. Lady, get off them people's statuses. Why you know, encouraging people though. Love. That's love. You don't even know them, but she's spreading love. So I'ma always remember her love, her support, her smile. You always gonna see me smiling. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to mama. For sure. Big shout outs. You hear me? Yeah. When it comes to what you want the people to know business-wise, what can they benefit from working with a powerhouse like yourself? You get a real story. You get experience. Your experience is your biggest teacher. You can go sign up for any class that you want. You could, I don't care, you could do your $20 class, your colleges. I done made more moves than people signed up and spent college just off my experience. So your experience is going to be your biggest teacher, and I have it. It's nothing nobody can take from me when it comes to that business. I have real life experience. Right. You know, the hair industry, the car industry, the real estate, events, my part-time catering job, credit. You know, I've been down those roads. You know, party buses, the kids spa, hair salon. I have experience. So in a lot of those industries, I'm not just attached to one. You're going to come over here and get a full knowledge, a full layout. It's right here. So it ain't made up. It's facts. Listen, wrapping up this wonderful interview, what is something that you always wanted to say to the people that they may have never heard? But you just, because it's your story. What's something that you want to give them real quick? It ain't got to be long and drawn out. Just hit them with this is what I want you to know. Learn people for yourself. Get to know people for yourself. Flat out. That's it. Get to know people for yourself. Learn people for yourself. Social media have you thinking you know somebody and you don't. Come know them in real life. If you ever want to know anything from me, give me a call. My number been public my whole career. It didn't change. So if you see me and you know people, get to know them. That's right. Come hear their side of the story. Okay. It's not a one-sided story. That's right. So get to know people. Quit listening to everything. Y'all just take something and just roll with it. Get to know people for yourself. I like that. So getting to know you as a businesswoman or how people can benefit, because everybody want to know, Wilfam, what's in it for me? So if a person is looking for taxes, credit, rental space, motivation, inspiration, how can they get in touch with you? I'm on all platforms. Precious Beal. when you think of me, I want you to think of do not get out hustle.
Yeah.
So I'm just not tied into one industry.
That's right.
Think of me as Precious Beal when you speak on me, when you speak about me, when you hear me, when people say things. Oh, that's Precious Beal. They can be like, oh, that's the girl that do not get out hustle.
That's right.
Even through my downfalls,
Yeah.
I didn't get out hustle.
That's right.
I'm still standing here. This is a testimony
Oh, man.
of
Listen.
not getting out hustle. I'm still booked.
Ooh-wee.
Come see us at the Galleria, 1404, Promising Events. We still rolling. Beal Tax Group. We about to head to a community event now.
I'm following
over there,
y'all.
the Trap the Brand.
That's right. That's right.
It's a Kelly thing still.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to be on Maccabee Week. So those are my platforms.
Okay. Listen, this interview was not only the untold truth, but it was the desired truth. The reason I say desired truth is because sometimes people desire to take whatever they want and make it to whatever they want it to be. But in order to learn and to know, we got to speak and we got to communicate. So what I'm asking and challenging you to do is keep giving your story. Keep giving the person that you are that chance to grow. When we hustle in silence, we not building in public.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you to keep letting your story, because the story get deeper.
It does.
This is just a test.
That's just
before testimony or testament, you got
testimony
have a test.
coming.
You know what I mean? So listen, man, stay tuned. It's your boy Ray Burns, the Revenue Buff. Shout out to Monster. Shout out to everybody that supports our platforms, man. If you are interested in doing and telling your own story, reach out, because we're going to give it to them raw. It's no fluff, no fairy tale. We are the people that you need to see to get where you're going. Shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Douglasville, Georgia, RSC News Daily. We out.